So this fucking ghoul right here, this guy's named Mike Parsons. This is the best that Missouri has. Missouri went ahead and picked this ghoul, this troll, this fucking freak job, you know, this hunchback of Notre Dame. They went ahead and picked him to be the governor. And what the governor had just now done is he commuted the sentence of a guy named Eric DeValkenaere. DeValkenaere. 46-year-old Eric DeValkenaere was supposed to serve a 6-year prison sentence for the murder of Cameron Lamb. Now, the Missouri governor, he had the option to pardon Marcellus Williams, but he went ahead and saw Marcellus Williams, an innocent black man, get executed. There was no DNA on the scene. There was also like 100,000 signatures that landed on his desk. And when he said no to Marcellus Williams, why should Marcellus Williams even get life? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You can't get liberty and the pursuit of happiness without life. So this guy, Mike Parsons, also this is the same state where we had Destiny Hope. Destiny Hope was that baby. They shot that baby in the head and the baby's head exploded and it splashed all over the guy's glasses. So you have an accused killer. You know, the Marcellus Williams was accused of murdering a white woman. And so, I mean, somebody has to die, right? Some black man needs to die for that. And then this Eric DeValkenaere, he had killed Cameron Lamb, 26-year-old Cameron Lamb, who was a black man. And so anybody that has eyeballs can see with crystal clarity what the hell is going on here. You're a falsely accused black man, doesn't matter. You get the damn chair. Oh, you were a police officer, Caucasian, and you just murdered a black man? Well, shit. Even if the criminal justice system convicted you because he went through the entire process, the circuit court, the trial court convicted him. Convicted him of second-degree manslaughter and armed criminal action. And then it goes to the appeals court, and the appeals court upholds the conviction. And then the Supreme Court refused to hear it. When Mike Parsons refused to hear the case against Marcellus Williams, when he went ahead and let Marcellus Williams get executed, he said that the reason why he had to do that was because he had to respect the criminal justice system. He had to respect the court and the judge and the jury and the DA. He had to respect the judicial branch. So how come he isn't respecting the judicial branch now? Now here's a Kansas City detective who says he didn't see a gun on Cameron Lamb. All he heard was this Eric DeValkenaere shouting that he had a gun. Let's take a listen.
And Detective DeValkenaere says he's got a gun, and I didn't see it. All I saw was it would have been his left hand waving at me, and he was looking at me. And whenever Detective DeValkenaere said that he had a gun.
So this detective is sitting there saying that Cameron Lamb was waving his left hand. So he saw an open left hand. He's waving his left hand at him. And then he says that Vulcaneer is shouting that he's got a gun.
And I just backed up, and as I was watching the driver of the truck, he slid to the passenger side seat from the driver's side seat, and Detective DeValkenaere continued to give him verbal commands after he stopped shooting, and I turned around because the guy that I had initially seen.
Now he's going to talk about how he had arrested a guy, and then they're going to ask him again. Now, just to be clear, you did not see a gun in Cameron Lamb's hand, in his left hand, because that's the same hand that Eric DeValkenaere is going to testify. He said he had a semi-automatic pistol in his left hand. He had a semi-automatic pistol in his left hand, and it was in the appendix spot.
But Detective DeValkenaere said that he observed him.
Yes, he told me he's got a gun, and just from the angle that I would.
But said.
On the perimeter, the scene was taken over by TAC.
So you said you did not see a weapon, but Detective DeValkenaere said that he observed one.
Yes, he told me he's got a gun. He's got a gun. And just from the angle that I was at, I didn't see a weapon.
So at the end there, he says at the angle where he was at, he did not see one. That's from the Kansas City Star. Let's take a look at this here. So this is the police chief. The police chief is going to say, well, we killed the bad guy. Who gives a fuck? The house is clear, everybody. Don't worry, everybody. We just did a public lynching. I mean, the bad guy is dead. You're sure? You're 100% sure that the bad guy was... Okay, so here's another video where we have aerial footage. So it's this red truck here. And they're saying that the red truck was put in reverse. He was going into the garage. And is that a...
Forcing them to was found next to his truck. But prosecutors say DeValkenaere and another officer never requested permission to enter the property. And 2 months after the shooting, police refused to provide a probable cause statement.
How come they're not going to provide a probable cause statement? Like, why wouldn't they provide a probable cause statement? What would be the fucking... Why would they not provide a probable cause statement? What is the damn point of that? I want to get a couple more of these clips of him. Here's just a police officer standing at the door saying, hey, we just want to talk to you. What do you want to talk about? We want to talk to you face to face. Oh, yeah, the way you're fucking poised, you pieces of shit. You trying to put fucking hands on people. It's fucking 2 a.m. in the morning.
What's up?
I need to talk to you.
Yeah, you can talk right here, man. What's up, man?
No, I need you to come outside and talk to me real quick.
Okay, why?
I have some questions to ask you. Come on out.
Okay, ask him. I'm in bed, man. You're scaring my dogs.
Come on out.
Yeah, listen to that motherfucker. Does anybody trust this motherfucker is going to try to find out the truth? Does anybody fucking trust that this motherfucker isn't about to fucking murder a person right now? He's about to put his hands on somebody. He's about to fucking do something, right? Rape, murder, steal, something. Something's about to fucking go down. This motherfucker don't give a fuck about the truth. Look at that asshole right here. You got this fucking asshole standing there with what, his fucking bullshit. Let's keep listening. Does anybody...
I'm doing it in bed.
I need to ask you in person. Come on out.
Why would you have to ask anybody in person? If you got questions, you can ask the questions right through the damn door. And if you're trying to, rough a person up, you fucking criminal motherfucker, you're trying to fucking put hands on people, trying to rob people, trying to do some shit, yeah, you gotta open the door and you gotta talk to me. Motherfucker, ask your fucking questions, you asshole.
What the fuck's going on?
Come on out.
Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. You're sitting there just ordering me what to fucking do? Come out, right? As if what? You got a gun on me? Come on out. As if you're gonna fucking arrest me right now, motherfucker? These motherfuckers are psychos. They're not human. They're not human.
What are you talking about?
I need to talk to you. Come on out.
You're talking to him right now, you stupid fuck. I mean, you're not convincing anybody. You're not being persuasive whatsoever. So this is clearly a biased piece of shit. Thank God for this Ring camera. The guy is like watching the Ring camera and laying in bed. So this motherfucker is poised to fight, poised to shoot, poised to do some raping. And yet the guy's just like, man, I'm laying in bed. What the fuck?
Hey, talk to me.
Come out here and talk to me.
Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Get the fuck off my fucking porch, you fucking piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I'm going back to bed.
Come on out.
No, listen, tell me what's going on. I'm going back to bed.
I'm investigating something right now. I need you to come out so I can talk to you.
You're investigating something, huh? What are we investigating, you fucking liar? You lying piece of shit. You went ahead and you made a judgment. You made a judgment without even getting my side of things. And since you already made your fucking judgment, you're not a fair person. You're not fair and square. You're not even-handed. You're not being balanced right now. You heard some fucking lie, some bullshit. You saw what? A profile of a black man. Then a black man went inside the fucking house. Well, there, I guess, open and shut case right there for this fucking douchebag.
Come on out here and I'll talk to you.
Yeah. No deal, motherfucker. Are you going to give me $1? $50? Come out here. Come out here. Come out here, you rapist piece of shit. Over and over again. Yeah, okay. Why? Why would you have to do that in purpose, you piece of shit? Stupid ass motherfucker. I mean, seriously, who the fuck does this motherfucker thinks he's fooling? Now, I just want to actually show a picture of this guy, Cameron Lamb. We don't want to see that again. So, Cameron Lamb, just wanted to see a picture of the guy because we're going to see the police officer, Eric, here soon. So, Cameron Lamb is, you know, I don't know, this is some of his people. Here we go. Here's a picture of Cameron. Here's the picture of both of them. So this is DeValkenaere, right? The Vulcan, Eric DeValkenaere, 46 years old. So he's got 20 years more than this 26-year-old. 26-year-old with 3 children. I don't know if he's got any kids or not. But this is Cameron Lamb right here, 26 years of age. And then you have Eric DeValkenaere, 46. So that's the 2 people that we're talking about. And then you saw all the police officers that were at the scene, right? So it was like swarming with police officers.
Not emotional as he described the moment. He says he saw Lamb bring up the gun and pointed at his partner, then Detective Short.
Kind of reminds me of Kyle Rittenhouse.
Did you plant evidence in this case?
No.
Did you ask anybody to change their report?
No.
Did you ask?
It's kind of funny to ask a question. Did you lie? Did you plant a gun? Did you ask people to plant a gun? Are you sure? Okay, well, I mean, he said he didn't, so, I mean, that's good enough for me.
Any of your cop friends to put a gun on the ground in that garage?
No.
Did you ask anybody to put Cameron Lamb's DNA on that gun?
No.
Or on the bullets in the magazine of that gun?
No, I did not.
Did you go to the morgue at any point?
No.
Did you ask any of the crime scene technicians or the medical examiner's office or the detectives in this case to put bullets in Cameron's pocket?
No.
In addition to baggies that was on socks?
No.
Or any of the other evidence that we saw pictures of that were not collected at the scene? The piece of candy, the dirty Kleenex, the lug nut or tool bit. Did you have anything to do with any of that, Eric?
No.
I don't even know what in the hell is that the prosecutor or the defense? And that's the prosecutor. That's not very tough questioning. If that's the defense, I guess they were just asking him so he could just say no to those questions, preempt, you know, if they were trying to say something else.
That Lamb was backing into a garage.
So everybody seems to agree that he's in a truck and he's backing up, right? Does he have a gun? Does he not have a gun? I heard one testimony that said that he owned a gun and the gun was inside the house. So the gun that was found on the scene, they said was a stolen gun. Well, I think it's equally probable that if there was a gun, that it's a throwdown. This is what they used to do back in the 70s. Shoot a man, throw a gun on him. You know, he had a gun. And so there, I mean, open and shut case, right? He had a gun. Clearly, he probably was shooting at him. So it had to be self-defense. It's just as equally possible that he has a throwdown on him, or they said he had a semi-automatic .45 caliber pistol. So I think it's equally likely. I've seen no evidence. I've seen no videotape or any kind of evidence whatsoever. The fact that the fucking police chief is like, bad guy's dead, the house is cleared. They're not going to give a probable cause statement. What was the probable cause statement? Why did you think that this person needed to be chased down? They did seem to think that there was some sort of rolling gun battle. And I'll talk to you more about the details of what precipitated prior.
DeValkenaere said he and another officer both gave commands to stop the truck and get out, but Lamb did not.
He takes his left hand with the gun, and as he brings it along up and around the left-hand side of the steering wheel is when I... My focus moves from that weapon to the center of his chest.
And still,
no information about a crime, no weapon of any kind that were in your mind that you knew about, no information like that at the time. You are now entering private property without a warrant, without probable cause, with your gun drawn. True?
As all officers in my situation would have done.
Did you have time to get a warrant?
No, I did not.
Did you have a duty to protect your partner?
Yes, I did.
And do you believe that you ultimately saved his life?
Yes, I do.
9 seconds from the time you start to encounter this individual without a probable cause, without a warrant, without knowing what crime, before you pull the trigger. 9 seconds.
Before he presents the weapon in a threatening manner, correct?
Yes. 9 seconds.
Yes.
The trial will resume.
So we just found out that he's going to shoot the guy within 9 seconds. Within 9 seconds. And so let's just get some details. Well, I mean, what the hell is this even about? What are we even talking about here? So you have a phone call, 911, something, police chase. There's, okay, so Cameron Lamb, 26 years old, and his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. I don't even know if it's the baby mama or not, right? I don't know if it's the mother of his children or if it was just his live-in, common law wife. So essentially it's a divorce, right? And anytime a divorce situation happens like that, one person is taking stuff out of the house and they're going to move somewhere else. A cop should be there the entire time. Stand there the entire fucking 4 hours, 8 hours, 2 fucking days, however long it takes. Because they're trying to get property out of the house. The other person could be fucking mouthing, talking a bunch of Nazi shit, being a bunch of fucking assholes. And so I totally see that there is some sort of argument, some sort of disagreement, right? I'm just going to move out of the house, but I still want you, but I hate you, and I love you, but I don't. And they're both doing the same shit, right? So they're arguing. Cameron Lamb is essentially getting a divorce with the common law wife, and they're getting into an argument. And the common law wife is moving out of the house. Now, they were under the impression, I don't know why, their imagination, that there was a rolling gun battle. They're just driving through the streets and they're firing at each other, shooting at each other. Now, there's no probable cause that he even had a gun. There was no probable cause that any injury had happened. Probable cause is actually a very thin pretense. Probable cause means I probably have a reason to pursue this person. A person has blood on their hands and they just ran out of the bank with a money bag. You have probable cause to chase that person. Probable cause is not a very big threshold at all. It's not a big threshold whatsoever. So that's the situation. The cops show up and what they see, okay, so here's some things that I'll give to the people on Eric DeValkenaere's side. So they were driving crazy, right? So he's out on the street. I don't know what's going on, but he had ran a couple red lights. He was driving on the wrong side of the road, and then he goes back to the house. What had happened? What precipitated? Did she shoot at him? Did he shoot at her? Was any gunshots shot? I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. But he's driving erratically. He passed a couple red lights, driving on the wrong side of the road. Now, did the cops know any of this stuff? When the cops show up, he's in his own house. He's backing up in his driveway into the garage. So Cameron Lamb, 26-year-old Cameron Lamb, is backing his truck up into the garage when the cops arrived. And then after 9 seconds, you got Eric DeValkenaere, who just shot and killed Cameron Lamb. Right? Fires center mass. Why? Because he had a semi-automatic pistol, and he's going to explain it. He's going to explain it actually right here. So he's going to explain how he had a gun, and it was right there in his appendix, the appendix spot. Let's listen.
This person.
He drew the weapon from the left side of his waistband in the area that, like, police officers kind of refer to it as like an appendix carry.
And an appendix carry?
It was, right in this area right here is where, when he created space by getting like this is where he came with it. And then, but yeah, it was a full-size black semi-automatic handgun. And by full-size, I mean it wasn't like a subcompact. I'm familiar with what is department approved, so
currently, 40 calibers. We have the full-size 22.
This guy's got a weird smirk on his face. Like he don't believe a damn word he's saying.
27, all of which are, 40 calibers. It appeared to me to be a full-size.
And neither one of them are writing anything down. Neither one of these guys, right, are writing anything. I guess it's all being recorded, right? But they had their notepads as if they're going to take notes. I remember being in college, when you're listening to the other person, you pretty much would write down like every damn thing that they fucking said, because if you're listening by writing it down, that's like making you an active listener.
An automatic gun that would be similar in dimensions, or for lack of a better term, of what our 22 would be, our Glock 22 40 caliber weapon would be.
Okay, so it was a black semi-automatic handgun that you saw, and it would have been on his left hand that he was drawing from his left waist.
Yeah, he drew from there. That's where I first saw it, was when he produced it from there, and then he put it under the steering wheel, and then as he sat up, he started to raise it past along the left side of the steering wheel, right towards Schwartz.
Now he's going to break down crime, which I don't understand, to be honest with you. I've seen this happen a couple times. When that cop had shot a white woman in Boone County, I forget her name, which sucks. But essentially he didn't think that he did anything wrong. He jumps on the hood, shoots her right in the fucking heart, right? And he didn't think he did anything wrong, but when he was having to answer these questions in a deposition, he breaks down when basically they're forcing him to admit what he did. And so it felt to me like he had never thought about it before. And since he was having to say that he did shoot and kill her, then him having to finally say it and say it out loud, he was actually being held to account, and he broke down crime. So perhaps it's his conscience, perhaps it's the perception, maybe he's embarrassed because he's having to answer these questions. These two assholes don't seem to be writing any fucking thing down whatsoever. This guy's got a weird-ass fucking smirk on his fucking face, which I don't know what this is. Are these cops? Are these lawyers? Who the fuck is asking these people, asking this guy questions? And his testimony is totally weird. Let's listen to it again, because the first police officer we had heard said that he had his left hand out and it was open and there was no gun in his left hand at all. When did he say that?
He started to raise it past along the left side of the steering wheel, right towards Schwartz. He started to raise it from there. That's where I first saw it, was when he produced it from there, and then he put it under the steering wheel, and then as he sat up, he started to raise it past along the left side of the steering wheel, right towards Schwartz. I thought he was going to shoot Troy.
I thought he was going to shoot Troy. I don't know if I believe him. It's so crazy. LBJ once told a fucking lie, and he was like, it doesn't matter if it's true, just make sure the other guy denies it. Because if you have to say that you're not a witch, there was that one woman that they accused her of being a witch, and she ran an ad, and she goes, I am not a witch. By making them deny it, you're like, did they deny it good enough? Did they deny it good enough? Did they say it honestly? Did they have some weird shake? Did they lick their lips? Did they touch their nose? Did they fidget around a little bit? Did they tell it? I didn't think she was a witch, but now that she's saying she's not a witch, now I think she is a witch. Human nature's weird like that.
I'm ready.
It's okay. We can take time. It's all right. I know.
Okay. You're a sweetie. I know.
These are going to sound.
You're a sweetheart.
His hand's visible.
Yep.
You had seen his right hand that was on the steering wheel.
His right hand never moved.
And his left hand is the one that.
Yeah. I saw his hands the entire time, clearly. I mean, the truck had moved back enough that I don't think I moved maybe at all. But what started as me looking into the cab of the car of the truck through the front passenger window, and it's continuing to move back at 2 miles an hour. the A-pillar moves past, and now it's downward through the windshield that I'm seeing all this. It's clear as day, and I'm not more than 8 feet away from him when this happens. Like, yeah, hands visible the whole time.
Okay. And I know you talked about verbal commands that were given. So just kind of, if you can recall what exactly you were saying. I mean, I know you said.
I know that I said, put it in park, get out, stop, show us your hands, get your hands up. All that was being, and I know that I'm hearing similar things come from Troy, and Troy's even like, dude, it's not going to fit. It's not going to fit in that garage. What are you doing? It's not going to fit. Stop. Get your hands up. Get out. Stop. I mean, it's constant, but he just keeps, it's slow. And, it's kind of weird because throughout my career, the majority of contacts that you have with people that don't go as planned are generally them trying to get away. He didn't take the opportunities that he had to open the door, to try to run on foot, or put it back in drive and drive off. I mean, it was just slow. Like, he had no intention of listening to what I was screaming at him or what Detective Schwalm was screaming at him. It didn't appear that he had any intention of following verbal commands. I mean, he never raised his hands up like people do. You show us your hands, get your hands up. That means it's like this. Or if they're not going to do that, they're going to just, run or do.
Sometimes cops just get pissed off because you didn't obey my authority. I yelled at you, you didn't obey my authority, so to hell with you and to hell with your life. So, a couple just concluding remarks. There was no injuries reported, right? Apparently there was some property damage with the whole argument, domestic dispute between Cameron Lamb and the common law wife, we'll say. And since he's presumed innocent until proven guilty, we have to presume that he is unarmed. The other guy said that he had his left hand out and it was open. He had his left hand out and it was completely open. And here we hear Eric DeValkenaere. He didn't say that he saw his left hand. He didn't say that he saw that his left hand was outside of the car and that it was open. So what's going to happen to Eric DeValkenaere? Well, he got convicted. It goes to the appeals. They uphold it. The Supreme Court doesn't listen to it. So it went through the criminal justice system, right? The court, judge, jury, DA, the clerks, the whole rigmarole, the whole shebang, the judicial branch. We're going to respect what the judicial branch... No, actually we're not. Mike Parsons is not going to respect the judicial branch. He commuted the sentence. And what that means is that he's going to remain a felon. This means Eric DeValkenaere is going to remain a felon. I don't know when he was convicted or how much of his 6-year prison sentence, which that seems to be pretty, low amount, right? He killed a man. You don't get life in prison for killing a man. I mean, eye for an eye says, well, you would get capital punishment, right? But he gets 6-year prison sentence. I don't know how much of the 6-year prison sentence he had served, but he's going to get probation. So he's going to walk out of jail. As soon as the commutation was signed by Mark Parsons, Eric DeValkenaere was going to walk out of jail. Now, he still has to serve the rest of the sentence, and so he can't travel out of the state, and he isn't allowed to have any firearms. And he's still a felon. He's still a felon. But he gets out of jail. So it's not a pardon, it's a commutation, which just means they're stopping the jail sentence. So he doesn't have to stay in jail anymore. So there's no injuries. We're going to presume that the guy is unarmed because you got conflicting testimony there. And it's just as easy to throw down a gun, and it wasn't registered in his name. So where did that gun come from? They said it's a stolen gun. Cops come across stolen guns all the time. He was convicted of second-degree murder, armed criminal action, and he got commuted. So how come Mike Parsons doesn't respect the criminal justice system now? How come he doesn't respect the court, the judge, and the jury, and the process, and the judicial process now? It's so fucking crystal clear. A black man who may or may not be guilty, let's get him executed. Who gives a shit, right? It doesn't matter if there's 100,000 fucking signatures. And then this guy, oops, whoopsie daisy, he murdered a black man, but he got convicted. How come it's okay to just kill black men left and right? Why is that okay? Why is that okay? He's yelling at him. Within 9 seconds, he's sitting there saying he said all of that. Yelled at him, get down, do this, do that. in 9 seconds? And then shouldn't there be a body camera? Where the hell is the body camera at? Shouldn't we see a body camera of all this? How come that wasn't released?